Hello everyone, it's Lourdes from creativecraftsniche.blogspot.com. Today I will be doing a card lift. It is a slider card from Dawn over at Dawn Stamping Thoughts. I will be using the Trust in God stamp set as well as the Endless Birthday Wishes. Before we go ahead and start making the card, I wanted to show you how I was able to take the dotted stamp from the Endless Birthday Wishes, this one right here, to make this pattern paper. And I hope you can see how that looks. It came out very nice. And this piece measures 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. So we're just going to put that aside, and we're going to be bringing a piece of Lost Lagoon cardstock, and this measures 9 1/2 by 4 1/2. And we're going to go ahead and bring in our Simply scoring board. Then we're going to bring in our pattern paper and use our snail tape to adhere these two pieces together. And before we do that, we want to make sure which part is going to be our front and our back. And so what we're going to do first is we're going to go ahead and fold our creases so that we can know which one is the front and which one is the back. This part here is going to be our back, and we're going to go ahead and put some red sticky tape on that part so that we can make sure that the card does not come apart. I'm going to go ahead and use my Fiskars trimmer instead. And so I'm going to go ahead and open it up this way. We're going to align this score line with the 3 1/2 mark. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and grab this piece here that measures 3 by 1/2 inch. And what I'm going to do is on one side I'm going to go ahead and put some red sticky tape, and then on the other side I'm going to bring in my Stampin Dimensionals, and I'm going to adhere a Stampin Dimensional on that end right there. And then this allows me to go ahead and slide it through, okay, so that this goes up and down. We're going to go ahead and bring in another white piece of cardstock that measures the same measurements as your front layer here, which is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. And when you adhere this, actually before we go ahead and do that, I want to go ahead and run this through my Big Shot, right? And I'm going to use this oval die, which the end result will give me 1 3/8 of an inch wide. And so what I want to do is I want to kind of center it. It's not going to be perfect, but I want to basically center it. So we're going to go ahead and bring in our Big Shot. Okay, and we're going to also be using our magnetic platform and our cutting pads. I cut through both pieces, and it also gave me a little embossing right there. Okay, while we have our Big Shot out, we're going to go ahead and cut our pieces that we need for our layering. And I'm going to bring in a piece of Lost Lagoon cardstock, and it measures 3 inches by 4 inches, and I'm going to use this die right here, and I'll give you the measurements of this die afterwards. And since I believe I can go ahead and cut both pieces at the same time that I need, I'm going to go ahead and bring in my white piece as well and bring in my next oval. Okay, so that has cut out, and it has cut out embossed. I'm going to go ahead and bring this piece down and layer this right above that to close it up. Okay, so our card front, it's closed up right there. I'm going to put that aside just for a minute, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring in our stamps. And the stamps that I've selected is each one of us is a work of art. God bless you, and the dots stamps from the endless birthday wishes. And so I'm going to go ahead and stamp this one here. And to do that, I'm going to go ahead and use my StazOn Black Ink. The little piece that I actually cut off, I'm gonna just position that there just to kind of guide me for a bit, and then I'll go ahead and stamp it right there. Okay, and so what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to bring in my Lost Lagoon ribbon, and I'm gonna go ahead and adhere it to right here with a staple. When I take off my plastic from here, I don't like to really release it. I'll just kind of bring it off this way so that I can go ahead and put it right back on. Where are you? Okay, so here we go. And since it's already cut at an angle, we're gonna go ahead and bring in our Boho Blossoms punch here, and we're gonna bring in a piece of scrap paper. And remember, we had gotten this out. I want to give you a little technique using that one. And so I'm going to use the corners of this cardstock so that I can just cut out that little flower. We're gonna go ahead and bring in our Lost Lagoon ink and our sponge that I prepared for my stamp pads. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're going to ink up our edges of our flowers. Look like a little flower. Okay, now that I've got that done, I'm gonna go ahead and grab my Lost Lagoon ink, and I'm going to just ink up one little dot, and in the center of each of these things I'm going to attempt to, in the center of it, do a little dot. And as you can see, I cut a hole in here so that I can be able to just slide this, and then once I'm done I can go ahead and snip off. You can add some crystal effects. And I want to show you a previous project that I put together doing the same thing with the little accents on the flowers. All the supplies used in this video are listed in the description bar below. Thanks for watching.